Hi everyone. This feels a bit weird, but I kind of just wanted to talk at you for a little bit. I feel like I've got a lot to say right now and I just want to say it. This isn't going to be a regular podcast and I don't want to edit anything here. I'm just going to talk. I don't know if anyone else feels this, but at the moment I just feel so overwhelmed for so many different reasons. First of all, lockdown ending. I just want to stay inside. Honestly, the thought of seeing people and not only having to have that many human interactions, having to be an extrovert when I'm definitely just an introvert, it just overwhelms me and stresses me out. Not to mention with the added anxiety of virus stuff. Seeing people be so is selfish the right word? I don't know, just seeing people be so ignorant to how terrifying things are just freaks me out so much, and I get so worried about going outside and getting COVID and passing it on to someone I love, and it just overwhelms me, the thought. And my house at the minute seems to be this safe space where I feel comfortable and where I feel safe from everyone else. So that's been on my mind loads recently. I want to just shout out my friend Jem as well, because I've been talking to her about this a bit and she kind of allows me to talk about this and be open about it. And I really appreciate that because it's sort of led to me wanting to make this podcast too. I feel that, and on top of that, I feel like everyone is tired. Everyone is really, really tired, whether it be of injustice that's happening constantly, every day. Like, how many shootings have we heard about just in the last week? How many corrupt police have we heard about just in the last week? And I dread to go and look on my phone because of the bad news. I know that comes with a massive amount of privilege to be able to avoid that news for a certain amount of time, but it just overwhelms me. Not just that, but the constant virus news, like as if this is our world, as if this is the life that we are living, as if we have to stress about this, as if we have to stress about anti-vaxxers and all of that. It's horrible, and it's horrible we have to think about this. I get stressed out and overwhelmed thinking about the situations people are in and knowing that a lot of people have it a lot worse than me, but then a lot of people have it a lot better as well. I just feel lucky that I'm safe, but at the same time, I don't know, I just constantly worry. And I feel like we're all feeling that to a certain extent, just tired, exhaustion. So much exhaustion from everything. Not only the news and the COVID stuff, but, the endless scrolling, like being inside, just scrolling on the phone. And I know this is a very self-serving rant here and probably seems pretty shallow, but the fact that it's so hard to show your work on Instagram anymore, and for anyone who wants to see it. The fact that we have to, as artists and as creatives, make stuff that we're not comfortable with and share it when we're not comfortable sharing it, just to keep this stupid algorithm, something we shouldn't even have to worry about, keep it happy and to keep our jobs going. And that's not to deny the annoyance and the frustration of people working jobs outside of social media. I think the job I have, just posting stuff and making stuff for my shop, is a lot easier, so much easier than most people's jobs. And I want to make that clear. But just talking personally here, because I don't want to speak for anyone else, the stress to be creative always, for me right now, is a big thing. And I dread going on Instagram because I know I should be posting stuff, but I don't want to post stuff that's not honest. And then seeing people's messages of everyone being so kind, it keeps me going. And that's the part I love, connecting with everyone. But at the minute, I don't know what I can contribute to make people feel good. That's all I want to do. I just feel like we're tired. Tired from so many different angles. I'm sad that we live in a world where everything is just based on how much work you can do. And I see people, I follow creative people, pushing themselves to be something that maybe they're not, just to fit into this, just to do well career-wise, which is amazing. But why can't we do that and also be ourselves and also have time for ourselves and also take time off work? A few years ago, I got so ill because I stressed myself out so much trying to be this perfect working person. And the pandemic's been a kind of reminder that I can't ever let myself get to that point. Some days I think like I've had all this time to make stuff and I just haven't been able to. And I feel like a fraud. And it's hard to battle those feelings. I don't know where this is going, I'm just talking to you, but it's hard. You think of an artist, you think, oh, someone who's making stuff every day. You see some artists on Instagram and it's amazing. They've got stuff to post every day, exciting new stuff, amazing new stuff. But why do we even compare ourselves? I know that I have worth outside of my work, and I know that I love my work, and I know that I only do what's authentic to me, but there's always this pressure. There's always this pressure and this feeling of this, I don't know, this feeling of I should be doing more, I could be doing more, and there's always someone that's doing more. There's always more time, isn't there, now we've got COVID? There's always all this time where you could be filling it with doing productive things, but I don't think that's healthy and I don't think that's right. There's this pressure to be this perfect productive person and I just don't think I can be it. I don't know if this makes sense. I don't know if this is depressing. I don't know. That's not my intention, but I just wanted to talk. Because I just feel tired, and maybe you feel tired too, and maybe this will make you feel less alone, but I feel it from everyone. I feel like people don't want to be online as much, but we're kind of forced to be because you're just constantly looking for that bad news. And I just feel like this is such a strange time, isn't it? I was talking to my dad earlier and I said this is like the worst thing to happen in my lifetime, the COVID stuff. The way it's affected people and thinking of all the heartbreak it's caused. And my dad said, yeah, even in my lifetime, my dad's in his 70s. And I didn't mean for this to be a podcast episode about COVID. I think I'm bored of hearing about it. But I don't know, there's so many feelings right now. I'm having so many feelings and I can't be the only one having these feelings. Just these feelings of being so tired and how maybe these lockdowns have brought them feelings to the front. I'm tired of worrying and I'm tired of, I don't know, just worrying about everything. Mainly I'm fine every day, I'm pretty much fine, just plodding along, but sometimes it really gets to you when you just want to be able to create without that pressure, want to be able to work without that pressure. And it's mainly pressure from yourself, isn't it? Someone could tweet, like, I don't know, one of them tweets about how you should be working and how you should work in your 20s and 30s and secure a good life for yourself and all this stuff. And that doesn't pressure me as much as my head pressures me. I don't know if this adds to this rant in any way, but I don't know if anyone else has been feeling really lost recently. And lost is the only word I can use to describe it. I feel like as I scroll, and as I see the people who are admired and made famous these days, people who aren't contributing anything worthwhile or anything good, while we've got so much injustice and so much bad stuff happening, and it just makes me feel lost. I don't know if I'm too old to connect with celebrity culture and things like that. I don't know if it's just, I just feel like I don't fit in anywhere. And I think I've lost what it is to just be myself. I've seen a few people talk about that and it is reassuring, but when it's yourself, it just hits different, as they say. So I don't know where I fit. and I don't know how to be myself anymore. Something I thought was quite easy before. But I really think this time has affected me, and maybe it's affected you too, and I'm sorry if it has. I don't know why I wanted to talk about this, but I suppose I just wanted to reach out for anyone feeling this way too, because if you are feeling overwhelmed now and lost and like you don't fit anywhere and like this world isn't in the state it should be, then yeah, I do too, all of that, and I am so tired of it all. I really am. I just want change, and I want people to be safe, and I want people to be happy and healthy, and I want us to all be able to have fun and enjoy things and not have to worry about everything else. I want us to focus on the stuff that makes us happy. I want us to stop overthinking, but I don't know if these things are possible right now. And this isn't meant as a like, oh, phones and the internet are bad, because obviously they aren't, but it just seems like the world is moving so fast at the moment and I don't quite know how to catch up. And the only place that feels safe for me is with people I love and at home. Another thing that really helps me is just the community I have online. Like, I really don't know what I'd do without you all. The amount of nice emails I get just checking in and just saying hello, or little DMs on Instagram, and I can't ever reply to them all, but just knowing that people care is really the difference between a bad day and a good day sometimes for me. So I really appreciate that. And I think one of the things that does keep us going through these times is people's kindness, isn't it? Just knowing that someone gets it and someone understands and someone sees you for you as a person is really reassuring. I remember once, a few years ago when I was doing my workshop, someone said to me that I seemed in real life the same as what they saw online. And that's all I want to do. All I want to do is express who I am as a person online. And again, through this podcast, this is another way of doing that. But I feel like I'm struggling with that. And struggling to know how to deal with things recently, because it is just all so overwhelming, isn't it? I don't know if this makes sense. It was so up and down, but there you go. Almost 15 minutes of me just chatting to you. And like I said, if you feel them things, then I feel them too. And I think sometimes all it takes is someone to talk about this stuff. I don't know. I just hope it helps you. Before this podcast, I was just sat in my bed, just like, I just need to talk. And I've told my boyfriend this stuff. I've told my friends this stuff. Told my dad this stuff today. And I'm fine. But you can be fine and also be worrying about a million things, I think. I feel like every day goes so fast, and sometimes I don't have anything to show for it. Sometimes I'm doing the absolute minimum, sometimes I'm not even doing that. But what I'm focusing on now, and through this pandemic and through this hard time, is just getting through the days and doing the small things that make me happy. Today, a nice small thing was getting a gift for my mum, which I'm going to give her tomorrow. It's a little butterfly pin badge, and it's fabric and embroidered, and I'm going to give it to her tomorrow. Another nice thing was seeing my dad and eating some vegetables with him in the garden. That's it, isn't it? The small things. It's not everything, but small thing to small thing does kind of help sometimes. I want to finish this with the best advice I've ever been given or ever read. No one actually gave me this. But it was actually to do with sobriety, and I think this can kind of be translated into everything in life, but whatever you're going through, try and just take things second by second, minute by minute. So what is the next thing I can do? Sometimes that's the way I get through days. I plan things literally minute by minute, hour by hour, and it seems to make things a little easier to deal with. So I hope that's helpful. And I also just want to leave this with a shout out to Blind Boy Podcast. Blind Boy Podcast is by a Irish comedian and person called Blind Boy Boat Club, and he does these streams of consciousness, and his honesty and openness really inspired me to do this podcast. Before I go, the prompt for this podcast, I know it's a bit different, but I just want to hear what you think. I know that's not really a prompt, but if this touched you in any way, send me a little email. And that's all for now. Thank you for listening to me rant. Thank you, thank you, thank you.